Hi guys, today I'm just going to bring you a short video about why I like the Garmin Instinct Solar. Now, this is the watch I've been running with for the best part of a year now, and it is brilliant. I selected this watch not because it's the best one that Garmin make, not because it's the most expensive or has the most features. I chose it for a few very specific reasons. One, it looks military grade. It looks rugged. And the surface of the watch, the actual glass part, is recessed below this ring. It's already got an element of protection, as well as it being Gorilla Glass. So it's really quite safe. But that's not the best thing about the watch. Now, out of the gates, when you charge it, it gives you 28 days or thereabouts, straight out the plug. But as you walk around in the daylight, if the sun is shining and it's on the watch directly, it charges the watch on the fly. The solar component of it, it's got two solar panels. One where the actual characters are, it absorbs light through that, but then this bezel around the edge, not the top edge, but the actual around the letters there, that's an even better solar panel. So it's got two solar panels that are working in conjunction with one another to continuously charge the battery. Now, historically, one of the biggest drawbacks of smartwatches and tracking watches is that they don't last long enough. If you're a long distance runner, an ultra runner, or big into events, and you're out all day, possibly all day and all night, your watch is not going to last that long. You get people carrying battery packs and stuff around to charge their watches on the fly so that they can get one good track. This doesn't need to do that. It will charge all the way through the day, and then it's good. And I've tested this because I took it to Equinox 24, a 24-hour running event. And now I did charge it up before I started, so I had that charge all built up. But then I started it at midday and it did 8 hours of tracking. Now at that time it's using GPS, so it's obviously using battery quite extensively. But at the exact same time as it's using it, it's sucking in the sun. Luckily it was a nice sunny day. And then it tracked all night in pitch dark. And by the morning I was still above halfway on the battery. It was fantastic. The watch itself isn't a touchscreen watch, and that's something I selected because with touchscreen watches sometimes it's hard to get that touch. If you've got cold hands, muddy hands, wet hands, you can accidentally touch it when you don't want to. I like the tactileness of the buttons. I can feel them. I know when they're being clicked. There's no messing about with them. So I deliberately chose one that didn't have a touchscreen display. I chose literally old school looking digits. But that's kind of trendy at the moment. There's lots of people walking around with like Casios and retro 1990s watches, and I don't think it stands too far apart from those. So, few reasons why I like it. The buttons, tactile, easy to press, don't get confused when you're actually touching the touchscreen. The solar, oh my god, what an amazing feature. All watches will have this before long. The toughness and ruggedness of it, the fact that the glass is recessed below this ring, the fact that it's got Gorilla Glass on there. This watch has already been through a dozen OCR gritty, muddy, horrendous events, and there's not a scratch on it, not a single scratch. So it has been tested and it has proved its worth. They're the three main factors why I chose this watch, and it's if you have the same sort of criteria for selecting a watch that I do, if you know you're going to be putting it through the mud and the grit and the water, then don't necessarily lust towards the £1,000 watches. This was only £160. It is a really modest price point for such an amazing piece of kit. And now there is a successor to this. At the time when I bought this, the price difference wasn't worth me buying the newer version. But by the time this gives up, I suspect there'll be an even better version. And there you go. There's my 3 main reasons why I think that the Garmin Instinct Solar is brilliant. You may have the exact same criteria as I do. If you know you're going to drag your watch through heaven and hell all year round, and if you know that you're going to have it out for many, many hours, then it is a real consideration. It's a real contender for being able to track your events. Okay, thanks for watching. I know this was only a short one. Give the channel a subscribe and I will see you soon. Mart out.